Hello Internet, and welcome to the very first episode of Fun with Code. This channel is going to be focused on coding, but in hopefully a fun, interesting way. On this first episode, we're going to try to get you started right away writing code in your browser, having fun with no other tools required. To do that, you're going to need either Firefox or Chrome. I'm going to use Chrome, but I'll show you how to get it set up in each one. Firefox, open the browser, right-click anywhere, select Inspect Element, go to Console. Down here, you can write code right in your browser. Chrome, very similar, right-click anywhere, Inspect Element, go to Console. You can write code right in your browser. We're going to edit Google's homepage. I just Googled for Google. So the first thing we're going to do is edit this button right here. To do that, we have to get the ID. To get the ID, we're going to right click on it, hit Inspect Element. You can see the ID right here. We're going to double click. We're going to copy it out of there. Go back to Console. Now here type document.get element by ID, parentheses, quote. Now paste back in the ID you copied out, end quotes, end parentheses, semicolon. The code that we're writing here is JavaScript. In JavaScript, every line ends with a semicolon. So when we do this, we should get back our button because we're telling the browser with JavaScript in the document, get back the element with this ID, which means we should get back our button. So hit enter to run that. You can see here we've got our button, but we want to do something a little more fun, so let's give it our own text. If you hit up, the up arrow key, you should get back your previous line of code. So here we're going to delete our semicolon, and then we're going to assign the HTML in this element. To do that, we're going to do dot inner HTML equals fun with code, semicolon. Hit enter. You can see we have our own Google button now. We're going to do a couple other things here, but first, you notice that typing document.getElementById every time is a little long. So we're going to create a variable to hold this element for us. To do that, you type var for variable, then give your variable a name. You get to make this up. In my case, I'm just going to name it button equals document.getElementById. Now this button variable is going to hold our element. So to write another line of code, you're going to hold down the shift key and hit enter. That way enter doesn't run the code. On our next line, now we can do button, which is our button variable we just made, dot inner HTML equals search. Now hit enter to run this code. You can see it's updated again with our new text because our button variable was holding on to our button element that we got from the document with JavaScript, and then we set the text on the next line. Now we're going to do a couple other things, and now that we have our button variable, we can do them a little faster. So hold shift again to get a new line of code, and let's do button dot style dot background color equals, in quotes, blue, semicolon, hit enter. We just changed the background color now to blue. Let's hit the up arrow to get our code back again. Move down, shift enter again, button dot style dot color equals white, in quotes, semicolon, hit enter. You can see now we got a blue background with white text. That's as much as we're going to do with the button right now. We are now going to edit the actual background color of the whole page. So to get a hold of the body, we are going to do document.body. To change the background color, we're going to follow then the exact same steps we did to change the button's background color. .style .background color. We're going to make it red. Semicolon. Now we have a red background, blue search button Google, which is clearly 10 times more beautiful than the original Google ever was. So now let's do one last thing and make the background color of Google match the background color of our button. So let's hit up a couple times. Get our code back. Let's hit Shift Enter right here. Var body equals document.body semicolon. I'm going to go down to our last line of code here. Then I'm going to say body.style.background color equals button.style.background color. Now obviously we could just put the text blue here again, but the point of doing this is just to show that not only can you set the background color, but you can get it back. So we're saying that the background color of the body should be whatever is inside the background color of the button. So when I hit enter, we should have now a blue background Google. There we go. So the one last thing I want to do here is change the Google image, just for the final touch. So let's go over here, Kittens, images, click on an image. I'm going to click view image. Right click on the image, hit copy image URL. Let's go back to Google. Let's right click on Google's image and hit inspect element. We're looking again for the ID so that we can get a hold of this element. ID is HP logo. Go back to the console and I'm going to say var logo equals document.get element by ID HP logo quotes and parentheses semicolon. Shift enter for the next line. So now instead of changing the inner HTML, I want to change the image. If we go back here to where we looked at the image, we can see there is a source, src. And we can see that's pointing to an images folder with a ping file. And look, you can see there is the Google image. So we want to change where this is coming from. So back here, we've already copied the location of our wonderful kitten picture. So here we're going to do logo.src equals quotes, paste that in, end your quote, semicolon, hit enter. Now we have a nice kitten in place of the Google image. This is all I'm going to show you for today. Don't worry if you don't understand all the details. This is the very first episode. You just wrote some basic JavaScript that you use to control what's being displayed in your browser. So check back again for some more tutorials and fun little things to do with code in your browser. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please subscribe, give me a like. This is the first video. Let me know what else you guys would like to see. Thanks for checking me out.